going to throw us on YouTube right now as well.
So if Declare plays the Queen of Clubs and Berkowitz does not rough it and get their major suits going, I guess he can play Queen of Clubs. No, he's just playing a low club. Oh, I see. So he can play a low club, rough it. If the clubs were 3-3, then he could just concede the Queen of Diamonds and lose a heart. Since they're not, he just make 3.
All right, and now it's quick. We're live on YouTube as well. Why not? Might as well get this out to as many people as possible. Watching the finals of the seniors and the women's team trials from lovely Schaumburg, Illinois.
Yeah, Rodwell was actually did rough a club and then conceded a diamond, and now one of the spade tricks went
10
away.
tricks. So Lal is on the board with 1 imp for that over trick there. So just at the very beginning of this match, women's match, back up to 72 because there was another swing going the other direction, Danny. So basically right back where we started. There was a 70 imp lead, so about the same there. Baker had a huge day one, and then came back to earth a little bit.
So ultimately, you were not able to open one spade here because if partner bid 2 hearts, you would not have a comfortable decision over partner's 2 heart bid here. And Bobby's chancing chancing that.
Here it is.
Yeah, I think he's going to get. I mean, it's possible that Rodwell would have reached. No, possible Rodwell has a spade fit. So you imagine Rodwell having a doubled in spade and wanted to get his 5-card hearts in, and it might have gone the awkward 1 spade past 2 hearts. But
and then he's like, "Uh-oh."
Meanwhile, Berkowitz might bid. This is a spot where
He's
going to make a takeout double, and this is potentially where it's something called equal level conversion can come in. If say Rodwell passed
South bids clubs.
club,
Yeah.
now 2 diamonds wouldn't be like I've got the 19-point hand. It would be I've got a minimum hand, but I'm just converting your clubs to diamonds to show hearts.
And Rodwell chooses 2 hearts, which is probably a spade raise here. 9 to 11 with fit. Yeah, so that's not hearts, folks, just so you know. Pretty common to play transfers like this after 1 major double, or at least in a lot of circles.
That leaves Garner with a somewhat awkward spot here.
Right. It's a weird
At 11 points. I mean, he sort of wants to bid 2 no trump as the value bid for his hand. I'm not sure if that would be natural or some sort of good, bad, artificial 2 no trump bid, but.
Yeah, because he does have a nice hand opposite a normal takeout double from partner. He's like, okay, well.
Well, he does know his opponents are pretty solid and they're red against white.
Yeah.
So the chances of making game aren't that great. It's likely partner has more of a distributional takeout double than just the 14, 15 high card point kind of
Yeah,
double.
really good point.
If the vulnerabilities were, if East West weren't vulnerable, then they could be in there on a good bit less.
He does the 2-0 bid.
And now we'll see if David can pull this to 3 diamonds in a natural non-forcing way, because that's what his hand wants to do.
Mm-hmm. He knows he's not dealing with any sort of hard fit at this point. So then,
so he does bid 3 diamonds. And we'll see, Garner and Berkowitz are not a practice partnership. We'll see if Garner that's a strong bid or if he feels like he can pass.
Yeah, I think it goes back to your original conversation and read on this, Danny. It's the fact that he knows his opponents are solid citizens as well, so the likelihood of him wanting to go forward with this would be very little.
Yeah.
Welcome, folks. If you're here on Twitch or YouTube, say hello. We're breaking in live for a look at our seniors finals and women's finals. And Baker now 78 is the lead. So after a little run by Cooper in the women's event, you see that the Bakers open up a little bit bigger of a lead. And that's in your lower right-hand corner of your screen, folks. That's the women's finals. And that is, damn, Danny, that's 126 boards deep now. and they
They're
still
playing
have
a
more
lot
to
of
go.
bridge. So three diamonds. It looks like they're going to need to get their diamond ruff to beat three, their heart ruff to beat three diamonds. They're going to take the ace queen of diamonds, the king of hearts, and the ace of spades for sure.
Yeah,
And Bobby sort of has a natural
heart switch.
heart switch with a singleton heart. His partner.
And if you just notice this, folks, just in a general defensive rule, even from Bobby's position without this, his strategy would be to lead towards the weaker suit in the dummy here, which is hearts. So that's kind of his general want anyway, and he now has a shortness in hearts that's going to make this even better because he gets to
Mhm.
void himself. He has the ace of diamonds entry, and if he finds a way to partner's hand, he scoops up the 10 of diamonds as well. Really
Yeah,
nice.
and he knows it's extremely likely that even if partner didn't have the king of hearts, that they would have the ace of spades.
Right, right. Because of the auction he's heard, his partner made a good raise for spades here.
All right. So now what he wants to do is probably cross to the ace of spades, and if somehow partner had like not on this hand, but you can imagine taking a rough with your ace of diamonds, and then that promoting partner's diamond trick in some other fashion. But obviously, partner only has the single and six. That's
Yeah.
not gonna matter here. But three diamonds went down one of the other room, so this is gonna be a push.
Yep. That's just pretty good bridge at both tables there. And wow, Danny, the next hand's going to be fun. I can guarantee that.
Ooh. Is there somebody we want to kibitz for the next hand that will look,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
is it just a wild hand for
Wow,
everyone?
wait a second. Wow, yeah, let's kibitz David on the next hand. So,
Mhm.
and I am gonna for you and me, Danny. I'm gonna create a window and just hide the other room result just in case it ruins it for us at the beginning.
Yeah. All right. So Bobby is crossing to his partner's ace of spades here.
And like you said, he's gonna try to
Well,
scoop up an extra one.
in addition to all else, that cashes his side, the setting trick. I mean, that's the fourth trick, and he's got the ace of trumps. So you can imagine a world where that spade would go on a club, for example.
Okay, so it's only you and I can kind of see this box over the other table result, Danny. So just oh, sorry, I don't have it in the right spot. Let's put it in the right spot. There we go.
Yeah, I noticed Rob Brady was doing that too, where he's blocking out the.
Oh, is he taking a cue from our broadcast, or is he just smart enough to figure that out?
All right. No swing there. All right, we're expecting some excitement here on this next board with the
So here we
preview.
go. I have kind of seen I've seen this board at the other table, so I've seen a lot of it, but let's make
So
our
from David's
choices.
perspective, all right, we've got a very attractive 6-4. We can easily
Beautiful.
be looking at slam in all three suits.
Yep.
Unfortunately, partner passes. That's not what we want to hear. But obviously,
And we have a pass to the right. Okay, so we
we're going
just
to open a club.
yep.
If partner gets a spade, we have plenty of values to reverse into two hearts. So bidding a higher suit than your original suit on the two level, that's a reverse that shows, 16, 17 or more points.
It's
And
definitely worthy.
this hand would be right in the book of that.
But now we get three spades on our left.
Hmm. So if, the first thing we're thinking when it goes three spades on our left is if partner passes, we're
We're
going
gonna
to
reopen double. Right. That and let that folks anytime wow, but it goes four spades raise on the right.
So I don't think we can afford to pass here, even given that,
Right.
partner could be
Yeah,
totally
our
broke.
hand's still amazing.
Yeah, we still have way too much firepower to just pass four spades.
So now this is pretty normal at this point. The question is,
So we'll see what partner
what's
produces.
happening?
What are we rooting for is the first question. I mean, the first thing I'd be rooting for
Five
is a
clubs.
happy pass from partner.
It's also, yeah, fine with that. Okay, they picked our best suit.
Partner bids five clubs. It was still possible, even given the pass of three spades, that we were called for slam. I mean, partner
Yeah,
can have ace queen fifth of diamonds, or even ace queen sixth of diamonds, depending on their style, and be quite comfortable to slam. So, all right. So we're gonna get to play five clubs on the king of spades lead.
It went three spades, four spades. So if Bobby has like two cards in the spade suit, we have to figure out diamonds, I guess, on this hand. That's it. I think he said to his opponent, "Do you have the ace of
Yeah.
diamonds?" And then claimed 12 tricks.
All
Look at
right.
that hand, though. Can we?
So it's interesting. Rodwell chose a three. Like, yeah. Let's go back to the regular. Our
Oh yeah,
regular.
yeah. Sorry, let's get out of David's chair. But here, let's just take a quick look at this hand, just to go back because we didn't see the whole thing. So we were sitting in the north chair, folks. That was us. And it's interesting that Bobby passed with this hand. He chose not to preempt. They opened two diamonds at the other table with this hand.
Hmm.
And they found their way to five clubs with the north south cards as well after a spade bid by East. You can't blame them with a solid seven card spade suit. My goodness.
Right. Yeah. I mean, so at our table, when it went past a club, past a club, Rodwell knew his partner was a past hand, and he's got a lot of losers outside of his suit, even though
Yeah,
he has a hand. He's got six side losers, seven triple two. Always
brutal.
plays a little less than, you know. So that's not a normal three spade bid. You have too much values for three spades, especially if partner hasn't passed. You would just bid one spade there.
Yeah, but Bobby makes a nice four spade bid with his hand. He's like, okay, well, I not only do I have a fit, but I have an undisclosed, beautiful diamond suit of my own. So in a weird
Well,
spot.
you can imagine spots where it's right for Bobby's hand to bid four diamonds along the way to four spades.
Fine, yeah, sure. And in fact, this is a hand where sometimes you just might get a lucky make if partner has the right cards, right?
Yeah, it
In
could
this sort of
easily be
situation.
a spot where partners king third diamonds and
Yeah,
a stiff at the other
stiff heart.
major.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. All right, so 15-1 at this point. Wolfson up on Lal. Board 8 of 120, so lots of time for either team to go nuts.
So here, when a diamond on Gardner's right, and he chose a one no trump overcall, which I think would be almost universal, even with the
Agreed.
single spade. And then Burke was just statement their side to game.
Gotta love being in four hearts on this after bidding a no trump with this hand, though. You're very happy to find your major
Yeah.
suit fit and get there.
My partner's just transferred to two spades and pass and
That's
put down.
pretty much Murphy's law, right? Yeah, that's what's likely to happen when you make a no trump action with a singleton.
Yeah.
Your transfer's coming. The other table, he overcalled the heart instead. This is Lal sitting in the south chair, so it's pass a diamond a heart at their table. They're
Yeah,
going
it's
to find their way
interesting.
to four hearts pretty easily now as well.
Yeah.
North will like Q bid and they'll get there.
They might even splinter. I mean, they've got a very strong hand to put
Sure.
a hard stiff diamond and
Like does that depend on what Milner intuits Lal's style as? Like is he gonna is he gonna be a overcalling a heart on a bag of hammers in this spot sometimes or
well, even if he is, you should have. I mean, he's not Jack fifth of hearts and out. He's not crazy like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So
You
he
should
would
have some
shortness
safety.
in that.
So we can see Rodwell might have guessed that his partner was leading a singleton, but even given that, if he's goes ace of clubs and a club ruff, that's just going to blow up his club tricks. So he didn't do that. Declares roughing one diamond. No, it's taking pitches on the
Pitching.
spade.
Yeah. In fact, he can play a spade and shake another club here, and then just
Yeah.
rough. Or this. This is going to be okay as well.
He might have guessed to just pitch his club if he knew that Rodwell didn't have a trump to play, but he
Yeah,
didn't want to rough in pitch and then have them play a trump and take two trumps for his one.
exactly. Hey, Jerry, welcome, welcome. Two clubs. Is it Landy? No, I don't think that was. No.
No, it was just Stamen.
Yeah. I think that might have been an earlier chat, though. So, Jerry, I'm sorry if you were talking about a different hand.
Okay, yeah. Well, here, one you ever call a no trump. it may not be theoretically best to play system on, but it's a lot
It
simpler
is.
for
Yeah.
partnerships just to say, all right, just pretend like we open a no trump and forget about being scientific.
And there it is, plus 450. The other room has found their way to four hearts after a 2-0 4-card raise by the North End after a hard overcall. It's a pretty reasonable agreement for them as well. The 2-0 bid there after the overcall. Interesting. The women's match is on the 7 solid spade hand. They played 4 spades, doubled in one room, down 1 with the East-West cards.
Well, that's a nice result for the declaring side.
Yeah, because as we saw, 5 clubs was doing pretty darn good in our match at both tables.
So here I think we're going to see declare get 2 4 spades. North south, I mean.
Bobby's going to bid some number of diamonds. Yeah, just 2 there.
Yeah, when Berkowitz shows bids 2 spades showing 4, I think Garner might just blast game. I mean, he's got a 10 card fit. They're bidding his singleton. He's got a nice king third opposite his partner's
Very
club
nice.
suit in. Since he only has queen jack third, but you know, when you open a club, you're allowed to have 4 or 5 clubs over there. So he's going to like that part of his hand as well.
Yep, and I just reminded everybody on the screen, this is the spot where a support double would be in play, and that's why the 2 spade bid is always 4
Right. I
plus.
think I think before Garner gets to bid 4 spades, he's going to see Rodwell raise diamonds, which will
12.
also encourage him a little more. Two
Yeah.
spades because it shows 4.
And again,
Rodwell.
solid citizens, 2-level vulnerable overcall. He is not expecting partner to have much wasted in diamonds here, as he should, especially when he sees that.
So if Gardner wanted to try for game, he would just bid 3 hearts here, not necessarily saying I've got spades and hearts, just saying I'm just giving you an invitation. You can
Yep.
choose the game or not. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's just going to blast 4 spades. Yeah. Seems like the practical choice.
Oh yeah, Jerry. Thank you. Yeah, he's talking about different systems also as in for A call players as well. Got it. There it is. There's the 4 spade bid by Garner.
Yeah, and loses a heart, a club, and a diamond. I'm
Interesting
going to
part.
borrow a page from Larry Cohen's book and say this is going to be a universal 420.
Right. Uh, I would wager, but no, I'm not willing.
You never know. Something weird can happen. The opponents have 10 diamonds. They can get frisky in diamonds, and
There is likely to be a reasonable swing. Yeah, there it is. Wow. Cooper gaining by that 5 club/4 spade swing. And
yeah,
that's,
it's getting nine emperor.
yep. And now we are at 65 as the number there. So, again, the women's match, a beast of a test. It's 180 boards. It's 3 days.
But it's the only match. They didn't have any other matches to get to this point, so
Yeah,
they're
that's a
not.
good point. Yeah. So for one match, it's not too bad, but it's a good test of who we're sending to represent us, right? You want them to play
Yeah.
a lot.
So this feels like a pretty normal 3-0 Trump. You've got 2 balanced hands and 27 or so high card points without counting
Yeah.
carefully. 3 clubs, a spade, a heart, and 2 diamonds. So 7 on top.
This must feel a little bit weird for Rodwell just to be playing a standard system for once. He's
Yeah.
just gone through.
Well, he's been playing a lot with Doug Simpson,
Yeah. Who's on the other team or was on the one of the other teams in this event, right?
right? So, and Simpson tends to plays the full Mexroth Rodwell system. So,
Yeah, someone was saying he might know it as well or better than Rodwell Mexroth themselves because of how long you've been playing it. And
so an interesting choice for leads here for Garner. I mean, when it goes to club of heart and no Trump,
yeah, do you think a
you
spade is probably more likely, or do the jack of hearts get on the table sometimes?
yeah, I think there's a lot to be said for the Queen of Diamonds too.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, it's not going to give up a trick on power, and um, yeah, your major suit holdings aren't super attractive to lead from.
Yeah. Yeah, there. Boom. Danny. On it. And
So
it ends up
both.
being pretty good here, right? It's just gonna start a process of setting up a trick, not
Mhm.
blowing anything up at all.
Both major suit kings are on for declare though. So I
Yeah.
mean they have the seven aces and kings that they can take, and they can lead up to both the king of hearts and the king of spades for 8 and 9.
That's just not the most comfortable feeling of all time, though. Those queen positions are pretty, just wide, island like.
Yeah, well, given that you
That's
have 28 high card points, you're very far from cold for 3 no-show.
yeah, but that's why the diamond lead is so good. Also, it's just like okay, let's let them figure everything out for themselves at least.
Mhm.
As we can see, it's not going to go badly for them. But man, when you're sitting in Rodwell's chair, it's a level of discomfort.
Yeah, the fact that you have what did I keep counting the points and forgetting. I think it's 28 points.
Yeah,
And 300 so far from being cold is
shocker.
a good indication of why hand evaluation includes stuff like shape. So 4432 is better than 4333.
Yep.
And especially for net spot cards are important. We can see that East West do not have
Yeah, tens. That the only
any working spot cards. Even the only
the nine of
one that
hearts is
has
stranded.
spot
Also,
cards.
yeah,
I mean, I know hearts could come into play on
sure.
some layouts, but yeah,
But
it's mostly just all right. What are we taking with our aces and kings?
but
And
yeah, two flat hands opposite each other are just yeah. It's a poster hand.
and you do have potential length tricks in clubs and hearts as well. I mean, if clubs are 3-3 or hearts are 3-3, you could take an extra trick there. This reminds me of some of our lesson hands when I was cruising. Just like, how do you make extra tricks? You can make extra tricks by knocking out aces and kings or by taking
Do you know
length.
how? Do you know how many cruises you've been on? Do you even know the number or no?
Well, I mean, it's hard to count how many cruises one goes on when one does a cruise that's 140 days. How do you count that as a
Okay, yeah, yeah. That's a
that
lot.
one cruise, or is it one cruise for each segment when people get on and off? I think I counted it, and we did something like 1,000 days of bridge
Wow, amazing.
shows. So if you think of an average cruise of 7 days, that's about
That's a
140.
lot. Yeah, for
So
one. All right. So we have the other table about to play board 9, and this table surprisingly on board 10 here.
well, remind me what was board 9.
Board 9 is the 6 solid diamonds in the west hand, and north south just has a spade game basically. The
Oh yeah, that was a very
in
dull.
fact, I can give you a little, and it was good for the audience. This is what we did on board 9 here. So north south is playing 4 spades at our table. We'll see what they do here, but here it looks like it went diamond diamond. He ducked the first one. Yeah, Danny, I wasn't even playing bridge in my 20s, but I I went on some of those. Just hey, we'll give you a free cruise if you do the bridge while we're at sea.
Yep.
It was the best way. It was amazing. Went on like 10 cruises in 5 years.
Yeah. So I was actually directing games at the local bridge club in Teaneck, New Jersey, many years ago, and the guy who was the um, agent for cruise ships asked if I wanted to go on a cruise, and I stupidly said no.
Was
And I
his
still
name Carp by any chance?
Lenny Carp,
That's
yes.
exact. That's who I worked through. Basically, that.
Yeah, I remember when I finally got to play with Lenny at table one at the club, and yeah, he was a good guy.
That is so funny. I never met the man. I just know that I worked through Carp Enterprises whenever I wanted to go on a cruise. It was,
Yeah. All right, so Declara has led up to the King of Hearts. So
mm-hmm.
now they to the Queen of Hearts rather. So now they do have the 8 tricks they can count.
No, they just need to find that spade, and there's their ninth.
Well,
They
I'm
might be
wondering,
thinking the club might be their ninth, though. Also, possibly, right?
yeah, I mean he's got a potential 3-3 clubs. He's
Or
got
heart.
Just wondering if there's some sort of element of a strip on this hand where he could say run the clubs and hearts and get out a heart
Mm.
to south and potentially if the king of spades. I'm not counting their trips though. Yeah, that might be bad though, because if hearts and clubs are both 4-2, that would give them a heart and a club as
He can,
four tricks. And then if they exit a spade to the king and north, then he's down on what could be a called
but he
hand.
can double dip just by playing a low spade right now, right? Just try to get, yeah, okay. Try to guess the spade here, and if it's wrong, he goes for 3-3 in either suit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what he
Worst
ended up
case, they
doing.
cash a diamond. Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine a world where the king of spades is in south, and this would be the only way they got. You'd be going down when you could potentially end play them in
Sure.
one of the suits.
Yeah. And now he can figure out what's going on in those other suits, which will be nothing good for him. And that's 9 tricks. Very nice.
Yeah, this is going to end up being probably a flat 3-no trump, but I would be less confident predicting that than some of the other boards where it's like this is definitely flat.
We are swinging back the other direction in the women's match. I got to a bad slam on board 8, the Cooper side, so they will swing back to.
It's unfortunate, but when you're down that many imps, you want to try to get to close slams when you can. It's always a
Totally.
good way to
Yeah.
actually pick imps. So here we're going to see another 3-no trump.
Yeah. That's a 100% opening bid in my book.
Yeah, I mean I don't love the fact that the queen of clubs is singleton,
Same.
but you do ace, king, fifth of spades,
Exactly.
you know. So Berkowitz will bid 2 clubs. I suspect Garner will bid 2 diamonds. And
Yeah,
now it's going to be,
just to pattern out more clearly.
and now North South are going to sort of have a little song and dance about, well, we don't, neither one of us really has hearts, have a heart stopper or whatever,
Yeah.
but there's really nowhere else to go but 3-no trump.
And it will not be great for them, I don't think.
Well, the diamonds are
We're
bad. The spades are somewhat favorable.
Yeah, the 10-8
And they
Doubleton is
double.
pretty nice. That's going to work well for them. But in fact, they could scoop the entire spade suit if they actually played the jack of spades, right? No, they could duck twice on the right.
Well,
Not
well,
They could duck once.
contrarily, they could lead a spade to the 8, jack, and queen, and then take a spade finesse to the 9 on the way, on the way
Correct.
back. But that's not really percentage, I don't think.
That would be a bad day at the office.
So here, Berkowitz, yeah, he's just going to raise the 3 diamonds, and
Welcome to Saturday Bridge, folks. Twitch, YouTube. What's up, people? To the dozens of you watching around the world live, welcome. We're at the senior trials and the women's trials, finals both. Women's last day of their finals. And we have now 76 as the spread in that after another swing on that side. And the seniors just basically started.
so Garner's 3 heart bid is sort of what we would call a punt, where he doesn't really want to bid 3-no trump himself.
Yeah, and he wants to communicate that to partner. He's saying, look, I can't do it, can you? David quickly bids 3 no. What's your pleasure with the lead here? Heart
Well, the opponents
always.
really, really sound struggling about hearts, and I know I might be giving up a heart trick with that heart lead, but
And there it
yeah.
is. Yep. Leading low from King 10-9 fourth.
Well, I think he suspects his partner's got a heart on her of some sort. Otherwise, somebody would have been no Trump more enthusiastically sooner. This will set up 3 hearts for the defense.
Let's see if he pops that 8 in there. Greetings, Welsh Rabbit. Yeah, New Zealand time. Welcome. 4 a.m. on Sunday. My goodness. Tell us what that sunrise looks like.
It's tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. Oh, wow. Nice play.
All right, so that now the defense have three hearts established. We'll see how Berkowitz goes about playing this hand.
I
Notice
mean,
that we talked about setting up tricks in the spades suit. There's no entry to the spades.
yeah,
They're on an island by themselves now. He knows he can't get there with the queen of hearts or the queen of spades, and that 9/4 of diamonds might be an entry.
exactly. He's thinking
Diamond
that's his
entry
last.
too.
That's his last chance of hope, and it looks like a pretty good hope, right, Danny? But it's just going to be a disaster for him.
I think he's going to go jack of spades all dock, right?
Yeah, yeah, and then it'll go spade to the king and ace and exit and see you later, dummy. East has some lead issues though after one diamond is played.
Right. Well, if Berkowitz knew the entire distribution, he could cash one diamond and then
Yeah,
force East to eventually play clubs for him.
that
If
would be
well,
what
no.
they call in the old days cheating, I believe.
Yeah, well, in addition to the fact that Bobby could just get in and put a club through for his partner.
Sure, sure.
So,
So the other room, one board behind, pretty much. Fastest table in
spades.
in Chicago is in the women's event.
1, 3, 5. So at
He's
this point,
got
he
tricks here.
doesn't.
I see seven.
Yeah, he doesn't need to. He doesn't need to try to run the spades because if the spades are running, they're going to run later.
Yep.
So he's going to work on some other suits, and he suspects that the spades are not queen third and 10 third. Right, so
And
good. Diamonds and then
disappointment. Yeah, welcome to the show, folks. Just a little live bridge on your Saturday morning, or afternoon, actually, depending on where you are. Morning for Danny, afternoon for me.
yeah. So here, Rodwell cannot pitch a spade because that would give Berkowitz the spade suit. Doesn't want to pitch a heart because that's a winner.
Wants to try to figure out what to tell partner in clubs, basically.
Yeah, he's going to pitch a club. It's just a question of he sees that Levin's about to win the club, the diamond trick,
Yep.
and he wants partner to put a club through before, or does he?
That's probably the only thing he's thinking about right now is kind of which club he wants to play and why.
Yeah. So he can see three heart tricks, and assuming partner has the ace of hearts, which it looks like he does. Three hearts and the diamond trick partner is about to win, and if he can just get to knock out the ace of clubs, he can see five tricks for his side.
Probably might see another swing. Baker and Shearzon got to a pretty ugly five diamonds on this board, on this end, as I say it 7 times. The other table still on board 10, similar matches.
Well, it doesn't look like three times going to make. Obviously, five diamonds is definitely not going to make.
Yeah.
You're off the ace king of diamonds, ace king of hearts, and a couple of trump tricks. But it's non-vulnerable and unlikely to be doubled.
Yeah, so it won't be, unless something really disastrous happens at the other table, it won't be a big swing.
Okay,
That
here we see
match,
Bobby doesn't even need to worry about the clubs. He's just clearing diamonds for himself. Um, So Rodwell can afford to pitch another club.
yeah. And also still, once again, looks like his only good choice.
Yeah. And if Berkowitz now exits a diamond, Rodwell's got to make another pitch. He can't afford to
Gotta
unblock
throw a winner probably, right?
club. But he can see his
Oh, he can see
partner's.
his partner's winning though, so he can always knows he's
Yeah.
getting three hearts. But
So
there
he can
goes his
afford
club
to
trick.
unguard the spades at that point. Or the clubs.
But he's just gonna hope that spades were somehow behaving well for him, but he can kind of intuit that they weren't based on how that
Yeah,
first spade play went.
he knows this is just damage control at this
Hmm.
point.
And especially, I think Rodwell's confirmed it by his pitches, right? Just club here.
Even if somehow the king of clubs is onside, the clubs are blocked as well. So
Yeah.
can take a club finesse and it wins, and so what? He still can't get to the eight jack of clubs.
So, folks, we're going to be in more of an intense view graph schedule tomorrow for the end of this. And honestly, if the women's match gets close, I will definitely be on later on today and this evening. But we'll have more bridge for you tomorrow with a good lineup for the finals of the seniors. And again, maybe some more bridge today. I'll put the schedule up on Twitch and YouTube for what we have confirmed, folks.
All right, so that's 6.
He's the fight for 9 is over.
Or like a fight for 7 or 8.
Exactly, right. The fight for 9 is definitely over. The fight for survival ensues. They're bidding the hand at the other table right now. Looks like they started with spade 2 clubs, so they're going to get to some sort of game here. It's probably going to be 3
Yeah,
also.
it's sort of. I mean, I'm a little surprised that Nora Para reached 5 diamonds. It's sort of inevitable in these sorts of cards to just play 3 non-trump.
Right. Just I can tell you the auction on that one, Danny. It went a spade, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds, just like we had here, and then 3 hearts, 3 spades, 4 spades, 5 diamonds. So they just did not feel comfortable bidding no trump at that table in either position in there.
Yeah, and I have some sympathy for the North-South auction in the 3 spade call. Seems like it could be right, but over 3 spades, I mean, you can imagine partner having queen in one instead of jack in one, and 4
Sure.
spades could be the right game, and then I think once 3 spades got raised to 4, I think that
That's the end. Right.
North would just say, all right, maybe partner has king, queen, 10, 9 for the spades opposite my jack and one, and spades is the best spot.
Yeah, yep. And if not, maybe nowhere was the best spot as well. Like maybe that's
Yeah.
the same thing that's happening everywhere.
In
Super
order to
unlucky.
drive that needs to be right, though, it's got to take 2 more tricks than spades does.
Yep.
And, certainly could be the case, but
All right, so we're watching the right table. We're the furthest ahead, at least in this match. And again, folks, we're watching the seniors here. Day 1 of a 2-day final. The women's, which is the score in the lower right hand of your screen, is the finals, but that's day 3 of their 3-day final. And right now, 76 is the number.
the Rodwell's in a weird spot here. Yeah, he makes the safety play of throwing away a heart in case for some reason something weird is going on. And Bobby, if he unguarded the king of clubs and Bobby played a club, it would have been a disaster.
Yeah, so he's kind of predicting partner's issue, essentially. And now there it is, down 2. All right. This next hand doesn't look like there's a ton going on. I think if I've seen this correctly at the in the other match, the women's match.
We had some exciting boards to start, and then things have quieted down somewhat.
Yeah, this isn't the swing set that it might have started out as. At least not in this match for sure. 16 imps total.
Yeah, the West Hand, many people would upgrade this to a 15 to 17 no trump.
For sure.
Bobby's not one of them.
Nope.
It's a very nice looking 14, and
you would never catch me opening a heart with this hand, but that's just kind of the style of.
Well, here you're going to find your 5-3 heart foot right away.
Yeah,
And
and
You're playing.
it's going to work out way better for you. But here are my thoughts on it, especially even to my students that I know struggle with some no trump contracts.
Mhm.
My thing is that as an advancing player, as a student of the game, you're usually gonna wrap your mind around a no trump auction better than most other auctions. So if you have a hand that's this close and this strong, I think it's going to serve those pairs even better because they're going to understand those auctions more than these normal major suit auctions. But
Yeah, and net trump auctions are one of the first things I always teach on cruise ships, and it's really kind of actually easy for beginners to get their arms around finding your 8 card fits when your partner's shown a no trump. If you have 6, you've got 8. If you've got a 4 card major, you can bid Stamen and find a 4/4 fit that way.
yep,
At
transfers are good
5,
for
you
our
can
sides.
transfer, and then partner knows you've got 5. So yeah, for sure, no trump auctions are smoother for most players. And it also has a slight element of preemption. Take a look at Bobby's hand, and he doesn't really want
Exactly.
to go a spade when the opponent's can overcall one spade red at the 1 level. It's a lot easier to do that than having to show spades at the 2 level.
Yep, I'm aware. And again, like you're going to miss out on certain things
Mhm.
that other pairs might find if they don't choose that. But in the long run, and also I think you were bringing it up yesterday. The one thing I found amazing about the multi discussion, I think, was we get to right side the preemptive
Mhm.
hands. We get the stronger hand playing, and sometimes I think that's something I
Yeah.
never thought about with multi, and it's just a great little nuanced point.
I'm wondering what Rodwell's thinking about here. I mean, he's got a raise of hearts.
Is he
And then
thinking?
is it a hand evaluation? Do I show constructive or
I
non-constructive?
mean, it looks
Or
pretty constructive though, right? Is he really going to downgrade the king queen of diamonds?
yeah,
But
he's got kind of a straggly looking 8 high card points. I mean, the 10 9 of spades are nice, but I
clock is
mean,
still ticking, so I think we're not in a slowdown area.
it could be a bathroom break.
Not in the middle of the hand though, right? They would wait.
I don't really know how that works with the tablets. I mean, if you are having a bathroom break,
I think we would see a director call on the screen.
I see.
Because I think we've seen it in a different match, or it was like a technical issue or something like that. You'd see like someone calls tournament director.
All right, there's the 2 heart bid finally came through that we expected.
Welsh Rabbit question: is the law here related to Justin Law? Yes, this gentleman, Haymont Law, is the father of Justin Law. Excuse me, I'm eating a banana.
I think that's going to end proceedings here. This hand shouldn't tax declare too much. He's got 5 hearts. He's got the spade now is 6. He's got a diamond is 7. The ace of clubs is 8.
Speaking of Haymont, by the way, the last auction where we're in 3-0 down at this table as well, they did not mess around at all. When a spade, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 3 diamonds, 3 no trump. Not even messing around looking for hearts.
Yeah, I mean, I have some sympathy for that.
Which they took the direct approach. Not going to work well for them either. But
No, it was a hand that and we saw one of these earlier in the match too,
oh
where
wait,
it's
wait, wait,
normal.
whoa, 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 whoa! He's making this thing. He's making it. Something happened here. Yeah, he's eloping with all of his spade tricks. He's going to make 10 tricks on this hand, Danny.
Can we see how the play went there?
I
When
will, as
it
soon
was
as they
over?
finish, I'm going to flash it over for us.
Because this hand is not going to be a barn burner of a 2 heart
In fact,
contract.
let's just watch the finish here. He's scooping all of these spades for his 10th trick, and then it's going to lose a diamond. So something happened in spades, I'm sure.
So this will be
Makes
10 inch.
back to law.
So I'll make it a close or 11.
Yeah,
Let's see how the play went.
here it comes. Uh, all right. So we started with, and notice this is again, they didn't have that little heart discussion here. They just kind of bid 3-0 with the south hand, and we get a club lead
Mhm.
from this side, and it goes boom, then a heart through, and then ducking the heart, and then did he cover? Yeah, there it is. See
Covered the
you later.
spade. Spade just came
See you later. Game over, right?
and
Tries diamonds, and he's like, "Oh, okay, well, I can't get that lucky." And then he just pitches that, and He finds the 10 of spades and game over.
Oh,
Wow.
okay, so
That's a swing.
it's this
And
one.
now we have 12 to 15. And let's get back to our original table here. In fact, this is the same hand they're about to play here. So we can watch them finish and chill for a second. The women's match is on that same board that we just finished here as well. We told you that one table played 5 diamonds on these cards, the others in the same 3-0 trump that we saw at each table, and they're going to make it also. They
Well,
also figured out spades.
so
Maybe not. Maybe not. They haven't done everything yet, but I think they can figure it out.
here comes the diamond rough. Split trick, and then 4 more heart tricks for 9,140. The auction started strangely at the other table on this board, and it just flashed a heart of spade, and I didn't see what was going on with it.
It went a hard of spade or no trump all pass. Becker just hit his heart fit on this hand for some reason. Very interesting.
Call me surprised.
Yeah. Hey, here it is. Right? Did you just not
Heart of
see
spade
that he
and
had a
Becker.
third heart?
I,
Uh,
I would say I'm speechless. I just
what?
don't get it. I
I
mean,
I think maybe he just thinks he has a 2 card heart holding here. Is that possible? Like he just
uh,
isn't reading his hand correctly? Is that because it seems like a super weird choice with this hand?
maybe they're back to the 1940s and they're playing 4 card
4 card
major.
majors. I mean, it's first chair too. It's not like he opened in third chair. He's opening first chair.
Yeah, I know Mike Campbell's style it would be to fairly aggressively up in a 4 card major and third seed not vulnerable, but first seed I don't see him up
Yeah.
anything other than normal 1 heart with 5 and
All right. Now we have at least something interesting to look at. Although I don't know how interesting it's going to be. Is South going to open? You would think so, right? When it goes past to them.
I have mixed emotions about this sort of hand. First of all,
Well,
you don't really want a one spade response. And
sure. What would you open if? Okay, he passed it anyway. But if I forced you to make a choice, what would you choose? A diamond or a club?
I mean, I'm a one club bidder with 4 5 in the minors pretty much 100% of the time.
I'm sorry, Danny. The correct answer was one spade. I'm sorry.
All right, so we're going to see a spade pass, and we'll see how Rodwell evaluates this. He's got 4 trumps, king and a
It's got a
club. Nice.
kind of a classic mixedy hand. Look at those intermediate cards, though. Talk about those. Jeez, 10, 10, 10.
He might want to show something more than just a normal 1 spade, 2 spade.
So every piece, the seniors, the women's, everyone around the same part of the match around boards 12 or 13. Women's score you can see on the bottom right of your screen, folks. Nothing wrong. Jerry's an A-call player, I think, in England. He's like, nothing wrong with 4 card majors. I agree. We're with you, buddy. We're with
I've played some team events with Samantha Punch and Steve Peterkin, and they play 4 card suits on
Interesting.
the 4 card majors. So if they are,
Samantha is doing amazing work for bridge. Like, I don't know how she does it, how she has time to do it all.
so if they are four little, 3 3 3, they'll up in a spade.
That's
1 spade bid just shows 4 spades of the 5 is the minimum holding.
amazing. I wouldn't
So
even
this,
know how to operate in that system.
yeah, I don't know. I don't get it either. I just don't worry about it. I just like, all right, whatever you guys bring back, just bring it back, and we won't discuss options.
Yeah, because we're not going to understand them anyway.
So spades is going to make 3 or 4. You have 3 sure losers. Berkowitz avoided the lead of the king of hearts and the king queen, which
Yeah, it's
would have
saving him a
gotten the
bit.
usual ace third opposite jack 10 trick. So I think that's going to end up holding spades to 3, if I have my tricks counted correctly.
Yeah, this could have been one of those hands where we just guaranteed everyone would just play a heart, 2 hearts all pass, but Camel and Becker have surprised us and played a no trump on these on the previous
And
hand. Excuse me.
I forget the hand layout. How's one Trump going to handle? I know they've got the whole hard suit and the king queen of diamonds.
It looks like he's destined to make exactly one,
Okay.
with just kind
Well,
of playing normally from this point on.
that'll just be a couple of over tricks to
Yep.
well,
Just a
I'm
very
not
the
thinking
oddest choice we've seen so far in a very early match with. Is Bergen not common with experts?
Bergen is not common with experts.
Yeah,
That is
but I think one thing that is common with experts is they have an agreement for a mixed raise pretty much always. I would say these days. So
so two of the possibilities, and that I've played both of these, is one is that one spade, three spades right away is mixed,
yep, that's
and
pretty
you
common.
put the limit raise in the two no trump game forcing package, which works very well in my opinion. And the other is you just play one spade, three spades as old fashioned limit, and you have three of some suit, usually diamonds as the mixed raise.
Yep.
Um, I've played that as well. I like the other style a little better just because I like to have the invitational direct one spade past three diamonds as invitational and diamonds.
Yeah, that's helpful in a lot of spots. Do you play same with clubs?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
good.
But this, all three over one, three of a lower suit
It's
over one.
invitational naturally, yeah. Because
Yeah,
those are the hands that you don't handle too well for just straight 2/1 auctions, unfortunately.
yeah. Well, it's the old fashioned hand that would have gone a spade, two diamonds, whatever, three diamonds.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we just put three diamonds right away with that. So there's a loss there, and that we lose one of a round of bidding from the opener. Right. All right. So he made his three.
And there we go.
The board 14.
Yeah, good question, by the way, in that chat there, David. Appreciate that.
They're all good questions.
Absolutely. There are no bad questions. There are no stupid questions either.
That's
I
another thing
can't
you teach your students.
I can't tell you how many students will preface this. This is a stupid question. I was like, no, it is definitely not. Because you know why? 17 other people right next to you have the same question or a stupider version of the one you're asking. So don't worry.
All right, here we see a somewhat sound two heart bid with King Jack at six
Yeah,
hearts.
the
It's on the
spots in that suit aren't amazing, but the ace of spades on the side is a nice concealed bonus. North is
So
going to act
we'll
here.
be up in double, and I suspect Garner will be able to show values with a three club bid.
Right, they'll play some version of Liebensaal here.
Yeah, it's possible.
Just for those of you, usually it's helpful in this spot to have a way to show a bad hand opposite a double of a weak two versus a hand that has some values. So traditionally, a direct bid here would tend to show values versus a two no trump, and then some sort of action would tend to show a bad hand. Am I selling
Yeah.
that about right?
Right, sure. So I think if he does bid three club showing values, Berkowitz is going to move towards a doomed three no trump.
He's going to ask about a heart stopper and
He's got to find one, and the defense just doesn't have enough. I mean, the
diamonds offside.
defense can just knock out the queen
Ace
of
of
hearts,
spades,
not the ace of spades, and king of diamonds is wrong. And
Yeah,
I mean, three no trump's not a horrible spot. You need to be able to pick up the king of diamonds and untangle all your minor suit tricks in time. With the blockages, that's not always going to be easy.
Yeah,
But
exactly. And the clear loser in spades.
with diamond king wrong, they're going to end up taking five hearts, a spade, and a diamond against three no, if that's what happens. All right, so he's bid two no and alerted it. And what does that mean? Is he showing bad?
Asking for 4-card minor.
Well, that's a surprise.
Interesting.
So it's sort of like, I think that might be what we used to call better minor Lebensal, where tune-up is more like a scrambly bid.
It's not familiar to me. And now he's not going to love three diamonds either, though. Is he just going to clip off 3-0 himself?
Nope.
So I had to tell you, Lol at the other table. In fact, let me flash it up here real quick because I think this is going to end the auction. So they're just going to play three diamonds.
Yeah.
Take a look here. I went a diamond, a spade, Q bid raise, three spades, basically. So they a completely different auction here. Lol getting in third chair.
Right.
Probably going to lead to the same sort of stuff, but That's
They
interesting.
actually led the king of hearts, so they blew up their heart trick.
Oh,
So
is that what I didn't even? Yeah, there it is. Okay, so
the
that's
card's going to make four.
yeah,
I mean, that's just an over trick at stake
yeah,
anyway.
whatever. Interesting, different treatment, similar or almost the same result.
So Bobby's got to be thrilled to be defending three diamonds with five of them. Although when you have five, you sort of want to have some better spots than the
Yeah,
king.
6-5-4-2 isn't your ideal, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to score an extra diamond trick on length, but you don't have any intermediates for
Now he's
other
getting the bad
stuff.
news now, and not this break is kind of surprising, but it's not never terribly surprising when you get a bad break when someone's preempted. But this one is particularly brutal. Okay,
Yeah,
let
this
me.
shows my theory from before is well, actually he did lead a side suit, so he might have had a singleton club.
Yeah, Singleton Trump when he doesn't lead Singleton.
Yeah. So here's knocking out the ace of spades. This could sort of go poorly for the declarer now. He crosses the ace of hearts. Bobby can draw some trumps.
And now they're in control.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can communicate, right?
Right. Well, Barco still has a heart stopper, so that
Yeah.
part is relatively good for him.
Yeah, the 10-9 of hearts in the north hand were certainly helpful in this situation.
So now he's going to take his other club. Or spades. Everything seems to be cashing here. So this is actually going to go relatively okay for the declarer.
I know, amazing.
He can cash his queen of clubs,
Cash two
play two
spades.
spades after the dummy,
It's like, okay.
and play another club. Score one of his diamond. Well, he has a diamond trick on power anyway. I don't know what I'm talking about there. I guess this is just down one.
Pretty amazing. I mean, everything is pretty well doomed on this hand. So there's one more imp for Wolfson, 16-14, basically a dead heat here. 75 is the spread in the women's. They're getting closer to the end. 3 segments left for the women's. If Cooper wants a chance, they need a couple
So
of
wait a
reasonable
minute.
sets.
So if he takes the queen of clubs, that's his seventh trick, and he roughs a spade with the queen of
That's
diamonds.
8. Now he can. Now he has a diamond trick. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, or either Bobby over roughs and the 10-8 of diamonds are good, or
Yep.
he
Or
doesn't.
Bobby doesn't, and the 10 just develops with a club.
Eight, three diamonds. Very nice result for.
Amazing. That's proof in the pudding too, Danny. The spots were just so bad for Bobby. He has 5 of them, but what's he supposed to do?
It feels like the defense could have defeated this contract if Rodwell had played a hard. I'm sure the double dummy will tell us that three diamonds could have gotten that one.
In fact, let's find out. We can check it out real quick. You ready? Boom, down 1 from any position basically.
Yeah, I think he needed to not let Declare score so many roughs, so he
Yep.
needed to cross the board and ace of hearts to
Get him to pump that diamond, and King of Diamonds diamond would kill it at that point, right?
draw trumps. Yeah. All right, last board of the set.
Another similar spade suit here from we've seen King Jack 6, I think at least 4 or 5 times in this set.
Yeah, one spade opening.
Yeah, 1 spade and then 3 card mixed raise.
Three card. He might show this as a limit raise or a constructive raise.
I don't
These
know.
jacks on the side are bad. The ace
Yeah,
king fifth is nice. 10 third of spades is so. You know,
it's a hand that can make 9 tricks in spades. It looks like, but it's
right. Yeah.
not a it's not a comfortable 9. It looks like just the way the cards are looking.
So if it starts a spade, two spades, say.
Does Eric double?
Yeah, that's my next question. Does Eric double? I mean, he's white against red, so that's getting in there is probably going to be safe. He doesn't like his queen of spades, obviously, but I don't think he can afford to pass here.
So this is some sort of alert here. It's constructive. That makes sense. There's
Yeah,
your double. So, Danny, in this spot, would you agree with your partners? Like, is a three spade bid kind of your weakest action here, and then doing anything
Oh,
else is slightly stronger?
pass is your weakest action, right?
So, David has a good question in the chat.
But three
Rob,
spades are non-invitational. God, I'm sorry.
right? Sorry, no, you're fine. It's you normally put people on spot by asking who they would pick to play with. So it's my turn. Who would I pick to play with? Um, that's a tough one, but it's got to be one of my buddies. I would probably want to play with. I would want to play with probably John Kraniak. I would be. I know I would not only have a good time, but he would be surprising me a lot. So I kind of like that idea. So Johnny Cran would be maybe my top. Johnny Hurd would probably be up there too. I just think he's a good friend of mine, Danny. I've never met a person that I would back him in any game basically. If he had reasonable interest in playing it, I'd be like, okay, I'll take him. So those would be my two answers. The two Johnnies. I don't think I've asked you, Danny.
Well, I mean, certainly Bobby Levin would be one of the first people that comes to mind.
Yeah. Sitting west here.
Yeah.
I would be scared to play with Bobby. He's intimidating.
So here is two-note trumpet. I assume that this is also some sort of Laban Soul
In
type thing,
fact, there it is scrambling.
but scrambling. So he's hoping his partner bids three clubs. If they don't bid three clubs, he's going to convert three
Yep.
diamonds. That's
Pick hearts. Yep.
right. So he's just looking for a home and not trying to show bias. This fits, I mean, for the more advanced players, if you're choosing between Lebensall and sort of scramble, I prefer a style when both opponents have bid that two-note trump would be scramble, but only when one opponent has bid, then we still have potentially enough values for game, then I would like to differentiate between the stronger and weaker
That's a nice
bid.
distinction.
And it can be very confusing because there's so many different auctions like in this family where you end up doubling two of a major that you need to have some good rules so that you know which one you're doing. And here I think if Rodwell's on the same page that this is scramble, he might just choose. I don't know what he's going to choose. Might choose pass.
I was just gonna say, would he ever float this? And then there he goes.
Yeah, he passed.
He's on the
So,
wrong side of this, though, right? He would rather be declaring two now.
well, no, they're not going to play two now. He's
Oh,
not passing,
yeah,
hoping to play two now.
yeah.
Bobby's going
Sorry,
to either, this leaves room
I
for Bobby
forgot
to.
I forgot the double was there,
Hey,
Danny. But
oh, okay, South bid threes.
yeah. No,
If Garner hadn't bid three spades,
Bobby was gonna be three clubs.
probably going to bid three clubs. But also, if he had a pure 4-4-4-1 where he can choose between any of the suits, he could have just redoubled and say,
Yeah, I
well,
misread. I thought I didn't see I forgot the double was in the north position there. That changes it a lot. And there we go. We're playing three spades, diamond lead.
so is there anything to the plight of this hand? You lose two hearts, a club, and you just got to get the queen of spades right.
Might be a small swing here on the hand that they played with that 5-1 diamond break. Lal and Milner are in three clubs, and that just looks doomed, actually. It looks like they're going to go down one there. That's a cursory examination, though, so don't hold me to it. So, kind of about what we were talking about, Danny. If this we don't have a big swing on this last board, about 2 imps per board. We're at 30 right now. We're at board 15. That's
Yeah, this
about
was
the pace.
pretty considering and we saw this in the women's match. There were 4 or 5 boards early on in our set where 10 imps were definitely in play on multiple hands,
Yeah.
and it only came through twice here. But
In fact, as a contrast, we have scored 30 imps in this match total. In the women's match, they have scored 60 in the same number of boards, basically. So a little more excitement and swings in both directions in that match. It's been pretty close both ways.
well, keep in mind that that match is also
Way
a
later.
swing, so you're going to be looking for spots where you're going to be taking.
Definitely. In fact, Cooper was probably hoping for more of those early boards to come, because they were the ones that were swingable.
So on this hand, Garner sees he's got the four obvious losers. It's all about the queen of spades. I don't think there's any reason to do anything other than win the ace of diamonds and play a spade from the dummy. I mean, you're sort of blocking your queen nine of diamonds up with the ace king, but
But
um,
what are you going to park on that anyway,
I,
right? That's not you're going to
yeah,
lose two
well,
hearts in a club no matter what's
I
happening.
guess he could be thinking about playing 3 rounds of diamonds and hoping that they ruff with a natural trump trick,
Shaking a heart,
which is the heart.
yeah.
But if they do that, then
Now he loses the ability to lead spades though towards his hand.
yeah, he can eventually get there with a club ruff, but then potentially they can play another diamond and promote something. I don't
Mm.
know. Yeah, I didn't see the fact that he could take the 3 diamonds, but so he would need Bobby to be leading the 6 of diamonds from 3 of them for this to really
And
gain.
he's the
So
one that went scramble scramble here. So
yeah, I mean, you can certainly see him having 6, 7 jack of diamonds. I guess if he has the jack 10 together, he would have let out honor, not the six. So it'd have to be specifically 6, 7 jack or six, yeah, 6, 7 jack or 6, 7, 10 rather. And he's gone with my original thought of just winning the ace of diamonds and hoping for the queen of spades to behave.
so it looks like Wolfson's going to gain a little bit on board 14. Just a small swing there. And before we end, Danny, just thank you so much once again for being able to comment on the bridge. Appreciate it.
It's been fun as usual. Thanks everybody for watching.
Ooh, someone's in the chat. I've been lucky enough to play with Zia, Ralph Katz, and Kalita in charity events. But I think there's someone else I'd like to play with. I mean, you've had a pretty good run, Amy. It would be Joe Grew. Yeah, I agree. I've played with Joe. That's why I took him out. He's too fast for me. He makes decisions so fast that you know I can't keep up with him. But he's a
You
lot of
know,
fun.
it would be fun just to, not for, to form a serious partnership, and not that I have anything against him, but it'd be fun to play a session or two with someone like Zach Grossack, where you've got it strapped in your safety belt, and every hand is
Yeah,
excitement.
yeah. That's why Cran is that. That's why that's my guy too. I just love the.
Well, Cran is not as active and volatile as Zach is.
No, no, not by a long shot. But I don't know. Cran's table feel is just you're gonna sit down and however many boards you're playing, you're gonna have a great time. And I think Zach's the same way. Zach is
Yeah.
just one of my favorite people also. So, and Joe,
Well,
honestly, you can't go wrong. By the way, I don't think anyone we've mentioned is probably a good game.
yeah. The only caveat I would have against any of the top players, and I'm not going to name names, but they know who they are, is I wouldn't want to play with somebody who's excruciatingly slow.
Yeah, yeah, totally get it. And that's what Amy's saying too. She likes that Joe's fast. I do too. It's just like he makes the most complicated decisions so fast that it's just like, hang on, let me catch up. Let me catch up for a minute.
Yeah, and I've played with a couple of very fast players, and I find that when they play so fast, I don't always have time to think because I'm of the mind when my partner's in the wall thinking, I'm thinking as well. I'm
Yeah,
using their time, their think time
same.
for me to think too. And if you have a partner who's just lightning fast, like a Sontag
Yep.
or a Joe Grew or whoever, they rob you of the time that you're going to use. I shouldn't say rob you, but they're playing so fast you don't get extra time to think from when they're thinking.
Yeah, and I just put too much pressure on myself, just not even consciously, just kind of just playing at the pace of the table, and that's a good mistake to make. By the way, you get used to slowing down. Another in the comments from Welsh Rabbit, I agree. My favorite has been Ishmael Del Monte, and apparently he was able to play with him at a young age. Yeah, that guy's a talented guy. It's funny that he was a young player and he wins the Soloway with Finn as his partner also. So it's kind of a fun partnership there. Danny is from the Parrish School of Bridge. That's a reference to Adam Parrish just loathing slow play. That was his biggest
Yeah.
bell to ring during his time commentating here.
I loathe slow play not only from my partners, but from the opponents too. I just think it's just not
It's difficult.
a concern. I mean, and I was playing poker yesterday at the Win, and there was a guy who just
Can't stand slow poker, although.
I mean, it was a spot where we were getting close to the money bubble, and he wouldn't look at his cards until it was turn. Then he would look around, look at my stack, look at the stack to
Yeah,
the left of
waiting for
his.
people to bounce.
Just just taking his time.
Also, you can tell when someone's Hollywooding at the poker table, and it's just so tilting. It's just like, just fold and let's play. Come on, like just don't be an idiot. Stop.
This wasn't even Hollywood. This was just taking his
No, it
time
was
before
a totally
look.
different situation. But yeah, I'm just giving another just. They see it on TV and they see these guys make. The guys on TV are actually thinking. Like you are not thinking. Just stop. Just throw your cards at the muck.
All right, so we see 140 here is going to be the
Yeah.
inevitable result. There's nothing that can happen, I don't
And
think.
they're in the exact same auction with a little less struggling, like another more direct auction when a spade passed two spades double and then a direct three spades by South, and that ended it at the other table.
Yeah.
And this is as good as any time to take a step away. So we've seen some, a pretty interesting set, Dan. It started off with maybe some swingable boards, and then it just kind of became a flattish set, at least in our match.
Yeah. Yeah, there were like 6 or 7 boards here where there was just not much to it. I mean, some of these boards were, these complicated 3-no's and stuff like that, where declare wasn't going to make it because we could see the cards were laying poorly. Still had interest, play points of interest. But
Absolutely. Absolutely. And thanks for watching, folks. And Danny, thanks once again for joining. We
all
will
right.
probably see you maybe again tomorrow. Are you around for the finals on Sunday? If not, no worries. But I don't want to put you on the spot
Um,
right now.
I'm not sure what my plans are going to be. It's all, if I play a poker tournament today and I qualify for tomorrow, that might be one thing.
Well, then I
Or,
hope you're not with us tomorrow. But if you are, you let me know. And you're our all-star commentator, so you're always welcome.
well, thank you. And thanks everybody for watching.
Thanks a lot, guys. And thank you, Danny. We'll see you all next